Ah, mate. Holy shit. So I've just arrived at the National Parks office at Noosa. This is where I'm going to be leaving the car, and I'm going to walk up to a bus stop and get a Premier private bus from Noosa up to Rainbow Beach, which is where I'm going to be starting the Cooloola Great Walk. It's 4:30 now. I'm going to get up there around 7:30 tonight, and then I'm going to walk probably a K along the trail and then just pitch a tent on the sand for the night. Tomorrow I've got a 50k day, which is huge. I haven't done a big walk like that in years. So we'll see how we go. It's super hot. I've only paid for one night's camping. I'm running pretty light, so we'll see. So it's Sunday, 7 p.m, and I just need to get to the Sam Blow to camp, which is only a small distance. Was it like 400-500 meters? Sweet. And then this is a trail that I'm going to be doing all the way down to where I'm going to camp tomorrow night, and then end up way down here back at Noosa. At 7:45 p.m. on Sunday night, I walked about 500 meters along the start of the track and a total of about 2k from the bus stop. So tomorrow's going to be quite a big day. It's going to be around 47 to 50 kilometers, which is going to be the second longest I've ever hiked. The longest hike I've done, or a single session, has been 60 k's, and that was in England, doing the coast to coast. That was with a far heavier pack, and I feel like I'm in a lot better position at the moment with a lighter pack. And I think if I get an early start while it's quite cool in the day, I think I shouldn't have an issue. It should be pretty cruisy trails, nice and straightforward, not much scrub. There'll definitely be some sandy patches, which might be interesting, having to just take the shoes off, and then also just like the challenge of walking in sand and how much energy it zaps out of you. The other thing I've got to be mindful of is the fact that it's going to be around 28 degrees tomorrow, so it's quite warm. I'm not sure how exposed the trail is. I think it's amongst trees mostly, which is nice, but something that I've got in the back of my mind about just heat exhaustion, and then also how much water I'm going to carry. The plan is to just have around 3 litres with me, and because there's a campsite around 15k away with access to more water. So I'm thinking I'll dump some of my water and only have 3 litres with me for this section of the trip. Yeah, it's exciting times. This is normally, I think, like a 5-day hike, and so to try and attempt it as an overnighter is quite big, but it's also a bit of a challenge. And I think hiking alone is one of those things where, yeah, it gets a bit boring at times, and I guess, yeah, just a bit purposeless. And yes, it's beautiful and there's some great scenes and stuff like that, but when you don't have anyone there to share it with, I find I just get a bit bored with it. So by seeing these challenges of pushing myself and my limits, it gives me something to work towards and something that I really need to hustle hard for. And it makes it a bit of an adventure and a bit exciting. I'm going to try and get some sleep. It's quite humid and hot. I think it's going to get to a low of like 23 tonight, so it's quite warm. There's not much breeze coming through either, which isn't great. But yeah, we'll see how I go. Mate, holy shit.
Oh no. So windy. I've lost the pegs out my fly. Ah.
It's crazy. It is so peaceful now after just having that wild storm come through and completely nearly destroy this tent. Oh, dude. That was wild. It was like 10:30 when that wind hit. It was just crazy. It was like a bloody wind tunnel in here. This whole tent was just moving side to side, and I was just holding my arms up, and of course I don't have any of the guy ropes in or anything like that. Like, I'm just on the beach. I was going cowboy camp, but I thought I may as well put the tent out for just security, especially with like dingoes and whatever else around here. But oh, I'm so happy that the wind stopped as the rain started, just so I can at least be dry. Yeah.
Wild weather. Holy shit.
Good morning. It's 4:30 a.m. and it's time for me to get up and get ready. I've had probably the worst sleep I've had in a tent. I don't know how long. I've hardly slept. The whole night's been a roller coaster between it being quiet and chill, sort of wind kicking up and that pouring rain. Yeah, it hasn't been enjoyable one bit at all. And just because I'm on sand, I've been on edge because the pegs keep pulling out. And yeah, I just don't want to get anything wet. And then it's all sandy, even though it is all already sandy. Yeah, so it's time to pack up, make some breakfast. I'll probably pack up and tuck up into the bush, where it's a bit more protected from this weather and wind. And then I'll have some breakfast. And then hopefully by that stage, it'll be first light and I'll start hitting the trail and hopefully get 50k in today, which I don't know, I'm mentally exhausted from last night. So we'll see how 50k feels for me today. But yeah, let's go. In sand. Oh, let's get on. Oh yes. First light. Ew. Up.
But yeah, you can see there's the sand flow. So it's about 500 meters in. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's like a bit of a wind tunnel. It just funnels all the wind through. But yeah, it's beautiful for sunrise and sunsets. So here we are. Made some coffee, some porridge. And I was like, yeah, I'll tuck away from the wind, but now it's just these march flies. They're everywhere. It's crazy to think how rough of a sleep I had to then wake up and walk out to something like this, which is super nice. But yeah, it's probably I'm gonna say one of the worst sleeps I've had in a tent. Yeah, I cannot remember a worse time. So yeah, running off not much sleep, so hopefully the coffee will kick me into gear this morning. Yo! 6 a.m. and I'm kicking off. So plan is to do approximately 50 kilometers today. But I'm hoping that this is a pretty cruisy trail and I can get some Ks up today. Planning on averaging around 6K an hour walking, so moving. So that doesn't include any of the breaks. With breaks, I'd like to average about 5K an hour overall, but we'll see how we go. So I've just stopped after about 400 meters. Now that I've got the legs warmed up, just doing some stretching. I think I'm good. Let's kick it. Yoo! So it's going pretty well this morning. I've been going probably like, I don't know, an hour. It's quite warm. It's still quite early, which is a bit worrying. But there is a very slight breeze coming through, which is really nice. The trail so far it is sand trail, but it's compacted and there's a good layer of leaves on top, which is nice. The uphills and downhills are all nice, smooth, continuous. There's nothing too extreme, so it's good. I do have one worry, is that it's like just from last night and this morning, you just end up with like that fine sand all over your body. So my one concern is that fine sand turning into like a grinding paste and just causing chafe on like the shoulders, the hips, the butt cheeks. Yeah, between the toes. Hopefully the toe socks help that out a bit. But besides that, it's pretty nice out here. Yeah, it's very coastal bushland vibes, which is nice. How nice. Ew. So going through the forest, moving into like lots of palm trees, lots of fronds on the ground. Woo. Now moving into more of the gum forests. On about 15k, still averaging about 6k an hour. And yeah, I'm about a kilometre out from freshwater camp, which would normally be, not freshwater, walkers camp I think it is, which is normally the first spot you camp. Cicadas are really loud in here. They go through these waves of being quiet and then super loud. Almost deafening in some parts. Oh, Jesus, I just went through a huge spider's web. Some huge gum trees. Hard to give you a comparison of size, but just some huge guys. Massive. So I've just clocked over 25k. Been going 4 hours, 11 minutes. Whew. And the time is 11:45. Whew. random little section of pines. Woo! So I've made it to the day 2 camp, which is approximately 35 k's that I've walked. And so I've got another, I'm going to say 15k to the next campground, maybe even more. The reason I've stopped at this camp is to refill on water. So there's a tank there. Yeah, it's the middle of the day, 12:30. It's really hot as well. I'm also probably going to get some pseudo cream on my ass crack because I'm starting to get a bit of a hot spot there. Legs are feeling tired. I'm feeling a bit tired, but I think it'll be better once I start getting water and then on the home stretch for the day, which is nice. I'm over halfway. Oh yeah, she's full. So I'm getting a slight bit of chafe between my bum crack. And so what I'm going to do, I've just used the bidet to wash all the sweat, any dust and whatever out. And then I've got some pseudo cream, which is a barrier formulation to help protect skin against nappy rash. Protects and provides soothing relief of nappy rash symptoms, suitable for use by infants, children, and adults with incontinence. I don't know what incontinence has got to do with anything. Yeah. So it's just like zinc oxide, 15%. So I've had a bit of a break. Pseudo creamed my ass crack. And then I also just sent Lucy a check-in message. Just to remind her that I'm out hiking while she's at work. Nah, you can, with the Garmin InReach for the base subscription, which is $25 a month, you get unlimited check-in messages. And a check-in message is one of 3 pre-scripted messages on there, pretty much saying I'm starting my trip, everything's okay, and I'm continuing. And then the final one's I'm finished my trip. And when you send those, they actually send a pin of your location. And so, yeah, whenever I've been going anywhere, whenever I sort of stop for lunch or anything, or the start of the day and the end of the day, I always send a check-in message because it's like 3 clicks and takes about 30 seconds to do. And so then, yeah, if anything does happen, they've got roughly my last location. I think I've got about 15k left until I make camp, of course, which is exciting. Like 15k is like 3 hours of walking, which is sick. So I should be at camp around 4:30. So keen for that. Ew. You what, mate? Just clocked over 40k. Got about 7k left. Woo! It is hot. So hot in the sun. Oh, I've been sweating out so much salt. My eyes just absolutely sting. My cuts and grazes absolutely sting. So when I get to camp, I'm gonna have to dose up on some electrolytes and also dinner with some noodles with all that sodium in those flavouring. Oh, I'm keen for that. Yoo! Terrain and flora again completely changed. Let's have a look. Oh, toilet water tank. There's a bit of leaking water over there, which, oh yeah, she's full. She's full. Sweet. Here's the campsite. So I made it. It's 4:10 and I'm wrecked. I'm gonna strip off and jump in the water. Oh. Whoa. Wow. I think it's, yeah, 40, about 48, 49 Ks today. Huge day. Huge day. I'm pretty exhausted. One shoe, look at all the sand that builds up. I did note this sock is worn through. So Kathmandu toe socks, no go. Kijiji ones, good. Oh, look at all that. Oh, wow. Oh, the water is so nice. So refreshing. So I've got just some hydrolytes which I'm just going to throw in to yeah, get some of the electrolytes back into my body. Nice and cooked. And round 2 dinner, spaghetti bolognese. This is my favourite. It's like 300 grams or 350 to carry versus the other which is like 130. So it is a bit of weight, but for overnight ones it's perfect. I absolutely love it. Packed everything up and I think it's bedtime for me. I'm going to go lay in bed and have an early night. Oh, I'm so keen. I'm just going to wash my feet before I go to bed though. So my pillow is my waterproof jacket, the sleeping mat bag, and then my foam seat. And then what I do is I then get my shirt. I put my shirt over it, like this. Now I've got a plush pillow. Ew. So now I'm at camp. I'm just going to send a message through the InReach, Garmin InReach. So I'll show you how quickly it is to send like a check-in message. And that check-in message contains your location, which is cool. So you go into you want to check in, then you've got 3 options. I'm checking in, everything is okay. I'm starting my trip, or I'm ending my trip. So these are ones you can send as many times as you want, but you can't change them. But they come with all base subscription plans. So I'm just going to go, I'm checking in, everything is okay. I'm just going to get it sent to Lucy. There we go. As simple as that.